Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Thank you so much for clicking and watching. This week I wanted to talk a little bit about something that's been bothering me. From Adam Sandoval to Yami Noob and everybody in between, it seems that they have been doing a lot of videos this last year that, Harley-Davidson is fill in the blank, is dying, is killing itself, is making mistakes, is closing dealerships left and right. I wanted to bring you something from the dealership perspective and share those insights with you. How do I know? That's because I've worked at Harley-Davidson dealerships since 2008, currently working full-time at FX Caprara Harley-Davidson right here in northern New York. So if you want to learn more about what it's like to work at a dealership, what it's like behind the scenes with Harley-Davidson, then you should subscribe right now. So you've read, heard, and or watched all these videos with everybody else's opinion on the matter. As Paul Harvey used to say, I'm here to bring you the rest of the story. Let's take a brief look at the history, starting in the late 1970s when Harley-Davidson was owned by AMF. And AMF had the belief that quantity over quality was the thing, when obviously it's not. So then, in the early 80s, when Willie G and his group of investors bought the motor company back, they had a lot of work to do to repair that damage that had been done. I mean, I remember as a kid growing up in Northern California that dealerships were advertising they had pre-AMF bikes for sale in their showroom. So there was a big push to bring back the brand, to bring back the legend that is Harley-Davidson, and part of that push was to get more dealers. It seems to make sense back in the day. Fast forward though to 2008-2009 when the housing bubble burst. That also affected Harley-Davidson's stock, dropping it by 66%. That's when Matt Levitic became COO of Harley-Davidson. He later became president and CEO in May of 2015. But despite his best efforts, he never was really able to unstick the motor company from being stuck and not being able to move it forward so much. So he stepped down in February 2020. Then co-founder and co-chairman of the B team, Jochen Zeitz, was named president and CEO of Harley-Davidson in May 2020, but he was no stranger to the motor company. He was a member of the board as far back as starting in 2007, and he also started their brand and sustainability committee, and he's also co-authored 2 books. Hold on, I want to get this right. Co-authored 2 books, The Manager, the Monk, What It Means to Lead and Manage Responsibly and Sustainably in Today's Shifting World, as well as The Breakthrough Challenge, the world's most forward-looking CEOs recognize the real challenge facing businesses today, a fundamental shift in the nature of commerce. So, with Jochen's leadership, he's also started the Rewire and the Hardwire plans. The Rewire, which made the company leaner, more organized, and now makes decisions faster, and the Hardwire plan, a plan grounded in desirability and guided by its vision to build its legend and lead the motorcycle industry through innovation, evolution, and emotion. Seems like he's been doing a pretty good job because if I remember correctly, Harley-Davidson stock is on the rise somewhat. Not too terribly bad. That's a good thing. Now, what does it take to actually own a dealership? In case you're wondering, you can actually go to Harley's website, h-d.com, scroll down to the bottom, and see for yourself. There's links you can click on that that will give you the owner's policy as well as the contract, and you can read through it and see what it takes. Obviously, it's a lot. Obviously, they want you to be aligned with what their beliefs are. Here's right from the owner's policy. Harley-Davidson wants to make sure that you as well want to fulfill the dreams of personal freedom for people around the world. There's a special relationship among Harley-Davidson Motor Company, our dealers, and our mutual customers. This is what separates the Harley-Davidson brand and experience from everything else. We want to ensure that our future customers have the opportunity to develop a relationship with their dealer and enjoy the same premium Harley-Davidson experience as our current customers. Ability to continue to provide this extraordinary customer relationship is dependent on HDMC having a dealer network with the same mindset. Through this policy, HDMC documents its expectation and its requirements for any dealer, owner, principal, dealer group, for any individual that would like to become a Harley-Davidson dealer or owner. There is two-way communication with HDNet, which all dealerships are linked to, through your district manager, as well as DAC. So something like Harley says, okay, now you have a dealership, you have to do exactly what I say you do. That's not how it works. All dealerships are connected through HDNet for warranty, for parts and accessories, general merchandise, service. Our technicians, if we run into a problem at any time, we can call Harley-Davidson. There's a whole customer support center dedicated just to dealers that have the bikes there so that they can see what we see on our end. The communication does go both ways as well with district managers and the DAC. So there's a lot of support once you become a Harley-Davidson dealer. Of course, there are rules that you do need to follow. And if you don't, there are some consequences. Take, for instance, when I first started working for Harley-Davidson, there was a dealer up north who was selling new Harley-Davidson motorcycles to Canadians, which not only broke his contract with the motor company, but it also broke Harley's contract with Dealey and Canadian dealers. So while Harley could not close his business outright, they did remove their license. And that's what happened. He is still in business today, he's just not a Harley-Davidson dealer. So a lot of people have asked whether or not all Harley-Davidson dealerships are linked. Short answer is yes and no. Yes, we are all linked through something we call HDNet. We are linked directly with the motor company, but we are not linked together. So say, for instance, you bought a jacket at another Harley-Davidson dealership while on vacation in another state. I cannot go into that dealership's system to get your receipt. I cannot return or exchange it at our dealership because you purchased it at another dealership. Each dealership is independently owned. So in that sense, we are not linked together. However, we are linked in the sense for warranty and e-commerce. So if you bought something online through hd.com, that e-commerce site, and you want to return it, you can bring it in to the dealership and we can take care of that for you. We will need the invoice, and if you happen to have the packaging, even better. we will return it for you, and once they get it back in Milwaukee, they'll credit however you paid. If you paid with a credit card, if you paid with a gift card, they'll credit that back once, again, they receive that item back in Milwaukee. And for warranty work, if you're riding your motorcycle and you happen to have a warranty issue while out and about, you can take it into any Harley-Davidson dealership for your warranty work to be done. So that's kind of nice. But of course, that being said, last year certainly wasn't easy for any small business, let alone Harley-Davidson dealerships. Even before the pandemic, there were some companies that were experiencing hard times. Macy's, Kmart, Sears, even Walmart was closing some stores. So a lot of things were shifting even before the pandemic. The pandemic just made that even more, brought that up to the surface. Any small business that did not have an online presence, especially e-commerce, but as well also for social media, really suffered. To complicate things, obviously marketing also underwent a major shift. And a lot of dealerships don't have someone like me. They don't have a marketing manager or director. So there's sometimes gaps in the social media presence, the online presence, that they just don't know that they're missing out on. Take, for instance, Mike riding in the Ozarks. He went to his local dealership and test rode the Pan America while he was there. I looked up that dealership online. They haven't even claimed their business on Google yet. I mean, that's a big thing that, again, most marketing people know, but not all business people know to do. So it just complicates things a little bit more. Doesn't make it any easier for the dealership. They really need to step up their marketing presence. They really need to claim their businesses online, because that's where it all starts these days. Obviously, that's the reason why you're watching this video, is to learn more about Harley-Davidson. You're doing it online. So, where does that leave us? Well, I promise it is not all doom and gloom as some would lead you to believe. There is some good things coming on the horizon. Obviously, the only things in this life that are certain to happen in the future are death, taxes, and change. The first two, we really don't have all that much control over. Nope, don't need that. Change, obviously, is going to happen regardless, but how we react to that change, that's the important part. That's where we need to be optimistic, to be forward thinking in what's going to happen. More and more businesses need to find out, need to relearn how to do business with their customers. More customer service, more online presence. Being more sustainable so that people and the planet will benefit, as well as they're making a profit. Not just making the profit at the expense of people or the planet, because that's just really greed. And make no mistake, any business, whether it be a Harley-Davidson dealership or a Ford dealership or any other business, e-commerce, website, anyone in business that is making change just to make change and not really changing isn't going to have enough momentum to propel them to lasting success.
So obviously, I am somewhat optimistic about the future of the motor company. But, as my dad always said, plan for the worst, hope for the best. And that's one of the things I still live by today. What are your thoughts on the motor company? Are they doing a good job? Do you think that they are starting to come out of it? Or are you still in the camp that they are making mistakes and will eventually fail? Let me know in your comments below. I'd like to hear them. I'd like to find out where you're at. See what you're thinking. Start a conversation. And, as always, if you like this video, please be sure to give me a thumbs up. I'd greatly appreciate it. If you want to see more, then be sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you want to be notified when I upload new content, then be sure to hit that bell. Speaking of, hitting that bell. Did I put my... Nope, cell phone. Away. So it doesn't go flying out of my pocket as I ride down the road. Oh, good morning. A little bit of frost on my car. Definitely fogging up. I better get moving. So until the next time, guys, please be safe. Be kind to one another. Cannot say that enough. Ride when you can and have fun.